All right. So we're talking about how to get kept versus how to get got, basically, when it comes to dating and relationships. So basically, in a nutshell, there's a lot of content on YouTube and in the world in general about how to attract people, how to get somebody. But I don't see a whole lot about how to keep somebody, right? So we've been married for 11 years, together with 13, and just want to share our input on what we think it takes to get kept. So, from a woman's perspective, we'll start with you.
Great.
What is what would you say? What would you say is the key for a man to be kept? What would make you want to keep a man? Well, keep me.
I think the biggest thing is expectations. I know some men and women get into marriages and think there's supposed to be this certain thing that gets done when it's no. If it's something you want it to be done, that's something I need to discuss beforehand. Not get married and then expect the person to just fall in line. You got to talk about it.
Right. So communication.
Yes.
Exactly.
Big communication. Lots of communication.
Has there ever been a situation between us where there was an expectation that kind of wasn't necessarily communicated and it caused the rift?
Slightly. Do you want me to go into it?
Sure.
Okay. I feel like I'm bringing up old stuff. The whole me going on a cruise thing. I expected you to be super happy for me and you wasn't.
Right.
And that really bothered me.
Right. Yeah. So that that was awkward. No, yeah, but that was me being, I don't know, I guess you would say kind of possessive a little bit. That was the first time. That's probably like the first time that I had been away from you for a substantial amount of time too.
Yeah.
Like that was gonna be a week away. Plus I had like I had issues with it that didn't necessarily have anything to do with you. So, but yeah, that was we could talk about that. But yeah, I can understand it. But that's another thing too. I didn't know how to express how I felt about the shit. Like I knew I felt a certain way about it, but I didn't know how to express how I felt. So I think that's a key right there on how to get kept, is learning how to express like how you feel, especially with men. Like men don't know how to express how we feel. We feel a certain way and it conflicts, like it's conflicting because we feel like we shouldn't feel that way. We've been taught that we shouldn't be upset. We shouldn't be we can be angry and that's it. That's like our only emotion we're allowed to have. Well, nowadays we really can't even have that. But men can't be sad. So it's like if I'm sad about something, like I don't feel like I can actually admit to it or speak on it because as a man, I don't feel like I should be sad. You know what I'm saying? So that's an issue that we have. But yeah, I think that's a key right there. Learning how to express how you feel.
I think you did though. You expressed it. Did I like how you expressed it? No. But you expressed how you felt. That's never been an issue for you, expressing how you feel. You've always expressed how you feel. Whether it was good or bad, or you always you really you have something that most men don't have. You do express yourself. Is it comfortable all the time? Hell no. But I'm just glad you open about it. Because what if you'd have kept that from me, and then you'd have been being petty or something?
Yeah, had
then
an attitude,
yeah.
Petty.
You was all like, well, all about. You was in the open about it. It didn't feel good. It really, really hurt my feelings. Like it was the most hurt feelings I ever had in my life with you. For real, I'm not even gonna lie. But yeah, like I mean, hopefully we got past it, but
No, like I'm definitely past it. Like it's just you got to go through those. You got to go through those situations where you know shit is uncomfortable. Like you got to have those. You got to have those uncomfortable moments, in order to grow. Because I mean, growth is not comfortable. It's not supposed to be. And I think that's another. I think that's another gem right there. Like everybody want to be comfortable in their relationships. Like people want to shut down when something happens. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I've over the years I've gotten comfortable with discomfort, and I don't know what it is. Like that might be something we explore, figure out together. But I've gotten comfortable with discomfort, so I can handle an uncomfortable conversation. I can express, like you just said, I can express myself and how I'm feeling about something. But in order to grow as a person, as a couple, as a friendship, whatever the case may be, you have to go through uncomfortable situations. There's a lot of people that's in the gym, working on their body, building themselves up. Like it's not comfortable to, be on the treadmill for 30 minutes to an hour. It's not comfortable to lift, more weight than you feel like you can lift for however many times. It's not comfortable. But that's what you got to do in order to grow, in order for your muscles to grow. And people don't do that emotionally. People don't do that emotional work. Like, all right, I got to deal with this. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's another key right there is being able to navigate those uncomfortable emotions that are necessary to deal with. A lot of people shutting down when you need to speak up and say how you feel, which we've had to kind of grow into over time.
yeah. Well, I know I used to shut down. Like, man, well, no, I had like stages. I don't. If you don't agree, it's cool. But where I was like, yeah, let's. I'm sorry, let's get past it. And then I had to. No, I don't want to talk about it. That's cool. Which is not good in a relationship. That's how you break apart for real.
Yeah.
And will grow apart.
That's one thing I'm glad you brought that up. That's one thing that I absolutely hate, honestly, is when I can clearly see that something is wrong and you just kind of shut it down like, nah, I don't want to talk about it. Or I don't feel like talking about it. Which don't get me wrong, is you have every right to not want to talk about it. Like you are not obligated to talk about it just because I brought it up. But, I'm definitely going to have a negative response whenever that does happen. Because I'm the type of person, like, for me energy is everything, right? So if you get in the car and you clearly visibly upset or irritated and I ask you what's wrong and you just shut it down like nothing, I don't want to talk about it, right? Like I don't like those moments because like I would much rather if I'm in front of a big ass puddle that I can't get around, I would much rather go through it than just stand there and just get mad because there's a puddle in front of me. That's just how I am. Like if my pants and my feet get wet and dirty, then so be it. But I gotta get past this fucking puddle. And that's kind of how I look at the energy. You know what I'm saying? The energy in the room, the energy in the space. It's like, it's pretty self-explanatory. But like I said, like you are not obligated to speak on that if you don't feel like talking about it. But there's definitely going to be a negative response whenever that happens, and that honestly could cause a fight if people aren't emotionally strong themselves. That's why that emotional intelligence is key. It's really key because I know I'm rambling, but that's what I do. But that's why emotional intelligence is key because that could easily start a fight. I could, like, if I just like reacted like, why you always shut me out when I asked you what's wrong? It's clearly something's wrong. But now even more is wrong because now I just pissed you off too. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's how people get to taking their work frustrations out on their spouse. You know, because the spouse don't necessarily give them the space to deal with their shit.
I'm glad you brought the work there because that's why I'll be shutting you out a lot. Is if it's work shit, and I know you get irritated by hearing about my work because it's the same shit over and over again. So I don't even want to bring that shit to you. So that's why I try to get off. Like when I get off, I hope that I get off earlier. That way I can just flush all that out before I get to you because I don't think that's fair to me. Blowing that all on you, and I do apologize when I do that because I feel bad, but it like feel good to release all of that stress and crazy crap that be going on at my work. But that's not fair to you.
What's not fair?
Just be unloading my bullshit on you.
Oh, I mean,
because you could be I've seen you be in a happy mood, you listening to your podcast, your music, whatever, and I get in the car and just spew out all my bullshit on you. And you just, your face, it breaks my heart. Your face be like, damn, I was just having a good day. Then you come in with that shit. That made me feel bad. That's why I'll be like, you know what, I'm just not going to tell him nothing about my day. But then, like I said, that's when the shit happened. Like, why you get to, I know something wrong, but you ain't telling me, but I don't want to spew that shit out on you. So it's like, that's why I be hoping that I get off early. That way you don't have to hear all that. I just spew it out by myself, and then we get together and be like.
Nah, I feel it. Like when it comes to what the fuck.
What the fuck?
Bruh. Okay. All right. That just completely interrupted the whole
Did you see
thing.
the front?
His dick was out too.
No, almost.
Wow.
It was a bush.
Wow. Okay. That. It just interrupted the whole thing. So we'll get back to the subject, but there's literally a dude walking down the street. When I say his whole ass was out, I don't mean like he was just sagging his pants and you can see his drawers. Like
Ain't no drawers on.
His whole ass was out. He didn't have no drawers on.
And it was full bush.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's disgusting. All right, I'm trying to get back on subject here, but that just really like disturbed me to a whole nother level. Okay, all right. So yeah, the work thing, right? Jesus. So when it comes to when it comes to work, right? So to me, I look at the two situations differently. When it comes to work, like when you get off and you visibly upset, but you don't want to talk about it, right? I can tell that there's something wrong. Like something literally shook you to the point where you are not all right. You know what I'm saying? So me being the type of person I am, like I don't like just leaving you just not all right. That's just how I am. Like even if it does disturb my peace, if that's what you want to say, like it doesn't matter because you already disturbing my peace just based off of the energy you got when you got in the car. You know, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing or nothing like that. That's just what it takes to be a healthy married couple, right? So you, like I said, like, you know, your energy is already disturbing the energy when you get in the car. My whole thing is, I like to understand why. I like to understand like what it is that is you know what I'm saying, like what's causing that energy disturbance. Not just accepting the fact that there's an energy disturbance in the car now and I don't even get to know why. You see what I'm saying? So that's that. But the difference between there's that, but then there's also when you get in the car and you know there isn't really necessarily an energy disturbance. Like you know, you get in the car, you seem cool. Like you seem like you good. You know, like nothing is really like upset you or bothered you. you know, you just get in the car and then you start unloading the day. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that happened, and it's just like that's the difference in communication between men and women a lot of times. Like you notice when you get in the car, you ask me about my day. Like, oh yeah, it was cool. Yeah, I was talking to such and such, about such and such, and that was it. Other than that, it was a day. You know what I'm saying? Like compared to when you get in the car, you just, like I said, you just kind of unload the day. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you thought I was gonna go into examples, make an example or something?
No, but I get it. 'Cause when I do it, I like, as soon as I'm done talking, oh my God, you gotta calm the fuck down.
But that's the thing though, like, not even thinking about my reaction to it, right? Like don't even think about that. But just thinking about how you feel after you do that. Like, don't you feel more relaxed? Like,
yes,
you just.
I also feel like shit too.
I said leaving how I feel, how I look, or my reaction out of it. Like, just focusing on you and how you feel. Don't you feel more relaxed?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you just released something out of you that needed to come out of you. Like that's, like I said, that's how. I don't want to generalize about men and women, but for the most part, that's how women communicate. You know what I'm saying? Like women communicate by like basically like that, like releasing the day, and like it's a stress reliever. Just finally be like, that's why you hear a lot of women say feel good to finally be able to talk about it. Like you'll hear women say stuff like that. Men say stuff like that too, but you'll probably hear it more from women. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying, like, even though yes, visibly it's like you can see on my face, it's like, okay, alright. But at the same time, like, I know that's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do to relieve stress. So I'm willing to take that that unloading.
I don't feel like, that's why I be wanting to get over it that way. I'm not unloading.
No, I completely understand, but
I don't like doing it.
and I know my face can't really, I can't really hide it with my face a lot of times, but at the same time, like, I don't want you to ever feel like you can't do that, because I would much rather you do that, and I just, like, because I ain't gonna lie, I do feel drained when you do that. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, but at the same time, it's like I would much rather you do that than for you to feel like I don't give a shit, or I don't care, or I don't want to hear it. You know, to me, it's more important for you to be able to get that out of you. You know what I'm saying, with me, than for me to just completely shut you down. Because to me, that's selfish. You know, and that's just the way I look at it. If I was to just say, all right, that's enough. Like, can you please shut up? Like, that's rude as fuck. But that's selfish. You know, and that's another key to getting kept. You can't be selfish. You know, it's two of you now. You a team. So we are pulling up to get some breakfast here. So any parting thoughts that you want to share about, getting kept in a relationship?
I like how you ended it. Don't be selfish. That's like a really big issue. Because women, y'all know, we can be real selfish sometimes. Wanting the man to do this, that, and the other, and we just sit back and, or y'all, well, I do it all. And don't be like that. Don't be that person. Because that's how you grow apart. That's what
I respect that. Men also, like, stop being selfish. Like, everybody needs to stop being selfish. Just like these people that standing around chatting it up, knowing that they about to leave and I'm trying to get their parking space. Don't be selfish. Like, leave space for your woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
No, I just like how you did
Oh.
that.
Leave space for your woman. Like, it doesn't have to be all about you. That is a big problem with men these days. Is men think that everything has to be about them. Is what I want to do. You know, I want to do this. I want to do that. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, as a man, you got to be your own, as they call it in the manosphere and all that, your own mental point of origin. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. In a way, you do have to be. You do have to think about yourself first. In a way. But at the same time, leave some space and open. Leave something open for your woman, because, you know, like I said, it can't be all about you. And then men wondered, oh, I don't know what happened. I did everything for her. It's like, no, you did everything for you, bro. You just assumed you knew what she wanted. So, anyway, appreciate you giving us your input. What?
Thank you. No, because we kept doing the back and forth thing.
Looking at each other.
Yeah.
Anyway, appreciate y'all listening. Talk to you next time.